Ladies and gentlemen, it is I, the Real World Prepper, RWP, as many of you have come to know me over these last 2 years. Today, January the 10th of 2021 marks 2 years that I have been doing this channel. I started this channel 2 years ago. I had a specific thing in mind as to what I wanted this channel to be. And I'm going to share with you my very first video. I'm going to edit it a little bit, and it's a recording of a recording because I didn't have a better way to do it. But I just I watched it myself the other night just to see, was I still doing what I said I was going to do from the get-go? And I believe that I am. In my About section, it says, "Welcome to the Real World Prepper. This channel seeks to educate and inform as well as entertain. I discuss much about prepping, preparedness, current events, politics, gear and equipment, conspiracies, and more. My intention is to do so in a realistic way, hopefully in a way that helps my fellow man. I want to see people realize the truth, and I want to learn from you. If you enjoy the content, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you." So, without further ado, here is an edited version of my very first intro and my very first video, which came out 2 years ago to the day, today, January the 10th on 2019, and of course today is January the 10th, 2021. But anyway, let me quit yakking, and here you go. Hope you enjoy video number one, how it all started. Real World Prepper, thanks.
This is my first video. This is just an introductory one. Just wanted to let you guys know what to expect on this channel. We'll talk about all things prepping and preparedness. We'll talk about gear, talk about equipment, we'll talk about politics, we'll talk about world events, we'll talk about conspiracy theories. Oh, those scary conspiracy theories. We're going to talk about lots of things on this channel, so please tune in. If you like the content, subscribe, like, and share. Hello, Real World Prepper here. So, this is my first official video. This is prepping applications and all of the things that kind of go along with that for the real world that we live in, for people that have families and mortgages and jobs and just regular life, you know, to have to tend to and go through and enjoy, hopefully, and yet still with a mindset, keeping a mindset of preparedness for any and all situations that could occur. I'm not sure about the title of this video, this being my first official one, but I think it's going to be something along the lines of why would I expose myself as a prepper? You know, fair enough question. Loose lips sink ships. You've heard before, maybe you haven't, but the term means essentially that, you know, you go blabbing about preps to the wrong people, and then if something does happen and those people haven't prepared, then they come looking for you and your preps. Well, that's true to some degree, or can be, and I would imagine in the real world, in a real scenario. But for me personally, I have felt sort of called to be a part of this alternative news, alternative information, this YouTube platform thing that's been going on in the preparedness world for some time now, but I feel like I should offer a voice to that. And again, I just feel like this is something perhaps that I have been called to be a part of. If I can wake just one person or one family up in such a way that may help them to survive, to live another day, should something crazy go down in their lives that alters life as they know it, as we know it, then it will have been worth it. There's lots of things I want to cover on this channel going forward. But first, let's just talk about the reasons why you would want to make preparations or prep anything for yourself and for your family. If they're not obvious, and to many they're not, or we would all be doing it. But obviously, let me give you an example. Let me start with an example. Back in 1994, in the area where I live, back in 1994, there was a winter storm that came through early in the year, and it covered the area, a very broad area, well beyond the city limits of the big city that I live nearby. Covered it in ice. I mean inches and inches of ice. I personally, on the outskirts of the storm cell in a more suburban area, had probably 6 inches of ice buildup on my vehicle. I mean, I couldn't get into that, you know. Overnight. This was overnight. Power lines were down. People in some areas were without power for, I believe, 3 weeks, maybe a little better. The average was about 2 in the general area. And more so than that, I mean, you think about this. You think, oh, okay, well, I'm iced in, so I'll call and order a pizza. Well, what do you think? The pizza shop is also shut down and covered in ice, and so everything was shut down. There, even if you could get out, even on foot, there was nowhere to go and nothing to get, nothing to be had. But you couldn't get out, and it was really a nightmare for a lot of people. And so I used that scenario. I used that real life scenario, which we endured, as a simple enough basis for preparedness. Why you should at least have a couple of weeks to a month worth of food and water and medicines and health products and whatever it is you need to survive, whatever you and your family deem necessary to live. If you had to close your doors and not come back out, how long can you do it for? That's kind of how I gauge my progress as far as prepping goes. So anyway, or anything as simple as an ice storm, all the way to potentially more nefarious things, an EMP, a nuclear strike, martial law is declared, civil unrest. You get it. All the things you've heard about, all the things that many people would say, that's not going to happen, that's ridiculous. And if it does, the government will come take care of us. Well, really, come on. Let's get real. So anyway, this is going to be the general idea of how I want my channel to go. We're going to talk about some other things. We're definitely going to do some I hope some exciting things, some things you're going to enjoy, interesting topics, tackle them one by one. A lot of stuff may be just train of thought, just right off the cuff, kind of how this one is. But I just wanted to introduce it, let you know what we're going to be talking about, why we're going to be talking about it, why I have decided to show my face to potentially the world, and I'm hoping the world's watching and paying attention. Those of you that are on the team, that are taking care of yourselves and your family, kudos to you. There's a community, and there should be a community. We're not going to get anywhere as a society, as human beings, without a community. And so I appreciate you. I love you guys. As for those who do not think about this kind of thing, or have not thought about this kind of thing, or have thought about it and scoffed at it and done nothing about it, I encourage you also to watch some of these upcoming videos, as well as look at other channels that are kind of doing similar things, and take it with a grain of salt, and just ask yourself the questions. If you had to close your door behind you and take care of your family without stepping foot outside your house, can you do so, and for how long? For any reason. And I would encourage you to do the same thing. Protect your family, protect your loved ones, take care of yourself. Don't be a pawn in a bigger game or situation that is beyond your control. At least have a little bit of control, a little bit of peace of mind. That's the attitude where I'm coming from. That is sort of what I'm about in my mind of preparedness. So, this is new to me, so bear with me, because my heart is willing, my mind is still working out the hesitancy, but I want to do this. I want to do it for you guys. So help me do it. So like, share, subscribe, Thank you for watching this video from Real World Prepper. We'll check in with you again
I thank
soon.
everybody who has been with me through this whole ride. I know many of you have been there from the start. Those of you that have joined along the way, I appreciate you equally as much. I am over on Patreon too, you guys. I share information over there and videos over there that I don't share here. And with that, I thank you very much. Thank you for these 2 years. Hopefully we'll keep on going for a while. I'm the Real World Prepper, and I appreciate you guys being here. God bless you.